Members of the Jewish community celebrated Shavuot on Monday, just hours after a man with a makeshift flamethrower injured 8 demonstrators in Colorado. They were calling for the release of the Israeli hostages. That attack came approximately a week after a couple was killed outside of the Capitol Jewish Museum in Washington, D.C. Bonnie Birdman from the Youngstown Area Jewish Federation joins me today to talk about the continued rise in anti-Semitism. Bonnie, thank you for joining me.
Thanks for having me.
I appreciate it. So the conflict between Israel and Hamas clearly has people very polarized. What is your message, though, for those who want to de-escalate the violence?
Well, you know, the conflict itself has little to do with the uptick in anti-Semitism that we're seeing now. We've been talking about this for a number of years. I've been in this studio talking about it even before Hamas brutally attacked Israeli citizens on October 7th of 2023. So what really needs to happen now is for all people of conscience to recognize that what's happening is simple. It's Jew hatred, and it's being normalized, and it has to stop.
Is it possible to separate criticism of Israel from the allegation of anti-Semitism? Vice versa. For example, can you show concern for Palestinian people without it being an affront for Jewish people?
1,000%. In fact, at the Jewish Federation, we have been calling for freedom for Palestinians, for a two-state solution for years. And any time that there's any progress toward peace in the region, there are extremists and terrorists like Hamas who try and derail that process. And that's what we saw happen on October 7th.
Shavuot ends at sundown tonight. What is the message that is carried out throughout the Jewish community during the holiday in regard to what's currently happening?
Well, you know, we're very concerned about what's happening. We're concerned about the deafening silence that we're hearing from our friends, the social justice warriors out there with whom we have been very closely allied. We share the same values. And when it comes to violence and attacks on many people, those are the people who speak out against it. And yet we're not hearing that now. And so that's what we're concerned about. We want to make sure that people recognize that hate is hate, that the Jewish community is at the vanguard of this hatred, and it's not going to end with us unless we all come together and put a stop to the rhetoric and the lies and the escalation of what is essentially allowing people to feel it's okay to be violent against Jews.
So is there a call to action right now at all to try to get together and
the call to action is you speak out against it. And as Elie Wiesel once said, that the opposite of love is not hate, it's indifference. And so for those who are indifferent to this violence that has been going on, you're almost part of the problem.
Right. Yep. Voices need to be heard, that's for sure. Bonnie Birdman, as always, we appreciate you coming in.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you.